Skadoosh. I know. Joey Moss, Bad Boy Gateman. It has been forever and a day since I've done spoilers on this channel. But there was a leak, and I was pretty excited because Throne of Eldraine I thought was a really cool set. So this is Wilds of Eldraine. And by the looks of things, these came from a Standard Showdown. It used to be called Standard Showdown or Promo Pack. So let's just dive right into it, shall we? Just follow my cursor. So yeah, Torch the Tower. It's a 1-drop instant with Bargain. First, I guess we need to know what Bargain is. This card explains it. You may sacrifice an artifact, enchantment, or token as you cast this spell. And then I'm sure if you do that, then you're bargaining for something. So Bargain Torch the Tower deals 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If this spell was bargained, instead it deals 3 damage to that permanent, and you scry 1. If a permanent dealt damage by Torch Tower would die and exile this turn. That honestly doesn't seem too bad, but you got to sacrifice something. Honestly, for a 1-drop, that doesn't seem that bad. Yeah, okay. I dig it. That bonus, that scry 1's pretty cool. But it's only creature or planeswalker. Kind of limited. If it was any target, that would be a really good card. Or pretty good card. Here we go. Lord Skitter's Blessing right here. It's an enchantment 2-drop. Look at that nasty rat right there. Enchantment. When Lord Skitter's Blessing enters the battlefield, create a wicked roll token attached to target creature you control. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 when this aura is put into a graveyard. Each opponent loses 1 life. All right, that's different. At the beginning of your draw step, if you control an enchanted creature, you lose 1 life and you draw an additional card. I like things with card draw. Usually anything that has card draw in its text is pretty good. I'm not sure how amazing Lord Skitter's Blessing is going to be, but it is something for the meow. All right, we're going to keep on plowing right through this. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on these cards as well. Heartflame Duelist, Douche Drop, Human Knight. I really like that they brought back Adventure. Well, I mean, why would they not for Throne of Eldraine? The return of Throne of Eldraine, Wilds of Eldraine. It only makes sense. So this is an exciting time. And plus with the mixture of sagas, holy crap, man. So we have Heartflame Slash on the first side. 3-drop. Instant Adventure. Heartflame Slash deals 3 damage to any target. You are paying 3 for that, though. But I like these 2-for-1 cards. So on the Deuce side, it's a 3/1. Human Knight. And then instant and sorcery spells you control have lifelink. That's dope. But it's only 1 toughness, you know. It's a little weak sauce there, fella. But yeah, I mean, for standard play, I'm sure it's gonna see play. But 1 toughness, that thing's not gonna see much play anywhere else. Thunderous Debut. A big old 8-drop sorcery with the Bargain. Again, you may sacrifice an artifact or enchantment or token as you cast this spell. Look at the top 20 cards of your library. Mind you, this is an 8-drop. You may reveal up to 2 creature cards from among them. If this spell was bargained, put the revealed cards onto the battlefield. Otherwise, put the revealed cards into your hand, then shuffle. Why would you not pay the bargain cost? Unless you're not able to pay the bargain cost, I can see then, that being a thing. But if you're paying 8 mana, you best believe that you're going to pay that bargain cost if you can. There's no reason you wouldn't. But just being able to splash 2 monsters onto the battlefield, yeah. And you're looking at the top 20 cards of your deck. Again, it's an 8-drop. I mean, it's not the best tutor in the world. There's better things to do with 8 mana. But if you're just running crazy, obnoxiously large creatures in your build, then yeah, this would be decent. I could see this in a control shell or something, where you're only running X amount of creatures, but those creatures have really freaking big payoffs, That's where I could see that seeing some play. Then we have 3 blind mice. 3 blind mice. I love it. I love that we're bringing back this lore of fairy tale land, So 3 blind mice, 3 blind mice. Let me move this over for you guys. There we go. All the way to the right. Create a 1/1 white mouse creature token. It is a 3-drop. So far, these are all rares, but the first one's a common. So the Saga 1, Chapter 1. Create a 1/1 white mouse creature token. And then 2 and 3, create a token that's a copy of target token you control. I like that because if you have some nasty tokens out there, this would be pretty sweet. And then its fourth chapter there. Creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain vigilance until end of turn. Being able to copy some sweet tokens, I think that's a nice, that could be a great payoff. But, I mean, it's not going to be a great payoff if you're just copying the 1/1 white mouse creature token. Whoopity-doo, right? Like, no one's going to care. It's not going to do much. Because then if you're doing that, you're getting 3... Well, for 3, you're getting 3 1/1 mice. Let's just say, the worst case scenario, 3 1/1 mouse creature tokens. And then they get a little anthem effect, at the end. Swing in with your 2/2 mice, dude. That's like worst case scenario, though. Okay, let's keep it trucking here. Trucking along. So now we're at Hilda's. Is it Hilda? Hilda's Crown of Winter, which is this beautiful legendary artifact on the far left. 3-drop for 1. Tap. So you got to pay 1. Tap. Tap target creature. This ability costs 1 less to activate during your turn. Okay, so you can essentially cast that for free on your turn. And then for 3, sacrifice Hilda's... How am I saying that right? Crown of Winter. Draw a card for each tapped creature your opponents control. There are some cards that would love to just combo with that. You tap down all your opponent's creatures, and then whammy, you're getting a crap ton of card draw for only paying 3 and sacking this. That in the right build, for sure. Yeah, honestly, that's going into control stuff. Like, again, more control shenanigans right there. Yeah, tap down all your opponent's creatures, and we'll see you later. Draw a crap ton of cards. I dig it. Mosswood Dreadknight. Oh, hello. So a deuce drop. It's a 3/2 with trample. When Mosswood Dreadknight dies, you may cast it from your graveyard as an adventure until the end of your next turn. Oh, that's kind of cool. Some recursion there. Some recursion. Dread Whispers, deuce drop on the sorcery adventure side. You draw a card, and you lose 1 life. That's kind of cool, because, I mean, this thing can, replace itself. You do got to pay. But I bet 3/2 at trample, and then it can come back. That's stupid. Back in my day, that would be a busted card. Like, in the beginning days of Magic, that would be so ridiculously broken. But then you throw in the sorcery adventure side, it just gets silly sauce, man. All right, then we got Sentinel of Lost Lore. Which is a 3-drop. When Sentinel of Lost Lore enters the battlefield, choose 1. Let me move this over for you guys. Enters the battlefield, choose 1 or more. Return target card you own in exile that has an adventure to your hand. Return target card you own in exile that has... Okay. I was going to say, if you got rid of that adventure part, and it was just return target card you own in exile... That's pretty dope, but there is a stipulation there. Put target card you don't own in exile that has an adventure on the bottom of its owner's library. Okay. And then exile target player's graveyard. Okay. Exile target player. I like the exile target player's graveyard. And you can choose multiple. That is so nuts. A 3/4 with all those abilities. Like, seriously? You got to choose 1, though. But still, just wow. Even, I couldn't see this card even being out, even 5-6 years ago. There wasn't anything that powerful. Well, maybe some cards. But as a 3-drop, that's pretty good, man. Decent with some fun abilities on it. Then we have our friend Immodane, the pyrohammer. Whenever an instant or sorcery spell you control that targets only a single creature deals damage to that creature, Immodane deals that much damage to each opponent. That's some fun stuff. Whenever an instant or sorcery spell you control that targets only a single creature deals damage to that creature. Wow. So it is a 4-drop, though, but if you can keep this thing on the battlefield, it can get out of control. You can start blasting your opponent, That's a lot of fun. We like blasting stuff. The Blast Boys. Okay. I'm not sure if Lord Skitter dude over here, we can only read so much of it. I don't know if that's like, yeah, we can only see so much of it. When Lord Skitter's the battlefield, create a attach to target creature at the beginning. We might be able to see this. Didn't we already like go with that? Maybe that was in the, no, I don't know. I don't know if we can view all that. But anyway, there's that one. Let's see what else we got. For those of you who want to blaze through the video, here's Restless Spire. Yeah, until end of turn, Restless Spire becomes a 2/1 blue and red elemental creature with, as long as it's your turn, this creature has first strike. It's still a land. Whenever Restless Spire attacks, scry 1. It's just funny when you hear that, like a land can attack. You know, it's like, wait, what? Oh yeah, fun, cool new land. Not sure how great it's going to be, but anytime you can have a land, you know, turn into a creature, I mean, that's pretty cool. And it comes with first strike. And when it attacks, that scry 1. So, I mean, yeah, that's like one of those, like, sneaky little devils. Sneak on in, get your damage in, you know, and then as long as it goes unblocked, well, even if it's blocked, it doesn't matter. You still get a scry 1, but that's kind of cool. But if you can keep it alive, you know, is kind of the key there. Unfortunately, enters the battlefield tapped, of course. Horned Locked Whale, Lock Whale. Big boy, 6/6, 6-drop whale. Lagoon Breach for deuce, so the adventure side instant, the owner of target attacking creature you don't control puts it on the top or bottom of their library. I mean, depending how good that creature is, they might want it back, so, you know, but it's their choice. So that's cool. So a little bit of control there. Then you have Ward 2, a lot of Ward stuff over the past 2 years here. So for the 6-drop, Flash, Ward 2, I think Flash it in is pretty nice. Horned Lock Whale enters the battlefield tapped unless it's your turn. Well, that makes sense. I mean, because if it had Ward 2 and then you just flash it in on your opponent's turn, like you know, like a sneak block, you know, that's a big 6/6 just sitting in front of their face. So I guess I can understand that. They could have made it mythic and made it a 5/5, and then made it not have that ability. No, too strong still. Probably still too strong. Okay. Then we have a Raging Battle Mouse. That's what a mouse makes, in case you guys didn't know. Let's just get a little better look. The second spell you cast each turn costs 1 less to cast. The second spell you cast each turn costs 1 less to cast. Okay, those are always fun cards. Then we have Celebration at the beginning of combat on your turn. If 2 or more non-land permanents enter the battlefield under your control this turn, target creature you control gets plus. I feel like I'm underestimating that ability right there. If 2 or more non-land permanents enter the battlefield under your control this turn, target creature. That seems weak, but again, I feel like I'm underestimating it. Especially when you could reduce the casting cost by 1. Let's say you're running a bunch of 2-drops, you know, 1 colorless and 1 whatever. I'm sure it's going to probably splice into red, but that's not too bad. You're only paying 1. You can drop 2 for 1. Bam, you know, if you go right, like one after another. Okay, maybe this, again, I'm Mouse Tribal. Swarm Yard's probably a card. Is it mice as well? Does Swarm Yard affect? I can't be certain, but I think I'm underestimating the power of Raging Battle Mouse. And by saying that, maybe I'm not. So seems like it could get a little out of hand. Then we got some more shenanigans over here. We have Restless Vine Stalk enters the battlefield tapped. Add a green or red, green or blue. Sorry. For 5, until end of turn, Restless Vinestalk becomes a 5/5 green and blue plant. Creature with trample. It's still a land. Dirty girl. Whenever Restless Vinestalk attacks, up to one other target creature has base power and toughness 3/3 until end of turn. So that'd be sweet if you like smack that onto like a one of your stupid mice or something. At least you're giving it 4/4. I'm not saying you would want to do that, but you know, you throw it onto something that has, you know, +1/+1 counters, you know, splashed onto it. That'd be kind of effective. So not too bad. Or, you know, maybe you have a 1/1, then you bump it up into a 3/3, something like that as well. You know. Moving forward, we got Spellbook Vendor, 2-drop Vigilance at the beginning of combat on your turn. You may pay 1. When you do, create a sorcerer role token attached to target creature you control. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay 1. When you do, okay, what does that do? If you control another roll on it, put that one into the graveyard. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has whenever this creature attacks, scry 1. I think that sucks. Usually when it has vigilance like plastered on the text, it's usually not that great of a card. But then again, you know, is vigilance underrated? Is vigilance overrated? I think vigilance is overrated. If someone overrated it, we'll leave it at that. Deuce, human. It's a human though. In your turn, you may pay 1. When you do, create a roll token attached to target creature you control. If you control another roll on it, put that one to the graveyard. That's stupid though. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has whenever. So you can't stack. So you can't stack it. So I mean, you'd have to like spread that around, you know, basically. Okay, and then we have the end right here, which is not the end. We have a little bit more. For 4, instant, the spell costs 2 less to cast if your life total is 5 or less. Okay. Usually these are not the greatest cards in the world, unless you can make it so you don't die or something, you know. Like 9 lives or some crap. Exile target creature, planeswalker, search its controller's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with the same name as that permanent. Exile them. That's not bad. That player shuffles and draws a card for each card. Okay. So you better be taking out like something very impactful, you know? I mean, I don't know. That doesn't seem like too bad of a card. I mean, 4 is a lot to pay for it, but if you can, I mean, it's kind of like, okay, we're in dire need to survive this match. We're almost dead. Bam, this only cost me 2 black mana now. That seems pretty legit. I mean, that's a great way to stay in the game. And if you probably want to run multiple instances of that, I would assume. I don't know about a playset. Maybe a playset, though. And, you know, if you're controlling the hell out of your opponent, you know, you're taking out everything they got, bro. You're taking out all their, like, impactful cards. That may be a reason people may want to scatter or like, you know, spread about different creatures in their build or planeswalkers, you know, like maybe only 2 copies of this, 2 copies of that, you know. We'll see how impactful the end is, but it seems like a fun card. All right, well, almost down to the nitty gritty here. So Deuce Drop, enchantment artifacts you control have 2, sacrifice this artifact. Whoops, sorry guys. Let me help you out here. Now we can see. Food Fight, Deuce Drop. Artifacts you control have for Deuce. Sacrifice this artifact. It deals damage to any target equal to 1 plus the number of permanents named Food Fight. I don't like cards like that. But I mean, if you're going to be spamming a bunch of artifacts or something, or food tokens or artifact food token, are those food tokens artifact? I don't know. Maybe not. I don't think food's an artifact. Okay. But if you're spamming artifacts, you know, then that might not be too bad. But again, I just don't like these kind of cards. Yeah, 1 plus the number of permanents named food. Plus, you got to keep these on the battlefield too. I don't see it being that great. I mean, this would be a great reason to sideboard, enchantment hate, but we'll see what it does. I don't think it's all that powerful. But again, sometimes I underestimate shit, man. Fairy Dream Thief. Fairy Warlock. This is uncommon. Flying. When Fairy Dream Thief enters the battlefield, surveil 1. When Fairy Dream Thief. Okay. Surveil. Fun. For 3, exile Fairy Dream Thief from your graveyard. You draw a card and you lose 1 life. So I kind of like that. So it comes in handy when it hits the battlefield. It's only a 1-drop. And then also when it's dead, you can still get some use out of it, by exiling it. You get to draw a card and you lose a life. I mean, not bad. But I mean, a 1/1 fairy isn't doing a whole lot of damage, so I don't know. It's not bad for an uncommon. Yeah, that'll see play for sure. Feral Encounter Deuce Drop. Anytime I see Deuce Drop in green, I'm like, I'm gonna overrate this, and then it sucks. So look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may exile a creature card from among them. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. You may cast that exiled card this turn. At the beginning of the next combat phases. At the beginning of the next combat phase this turn, target creature control deals damage equal to its power to up to one target creature you don't control. It's a sorcery. Why couldn't it be an instant? Yeah. It'll see some play, but I don't... Man, look at the type of cards in your library. You may exile a creature card from among them. Yeah. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in random order. You may cast the exile card this turn. It's not bad. You got to be ramping for sure. At the beginning of the next combat phase this turn, target creature you control deals damage. Okay. So, I mean, it's like one of those... you're kind of just blasting, because it doesn't say they fight each other. So it's not like a fight card, you know? In mono green, great. But, I mean, if only it was an instant. But sorcery still... I think this is going to see play. I mean, just in those mono green builds, I can't really see it seeing much play elsewhere. Outside of that in standard, but I could be wrong. Then we have Restless. I'm not even going to try to say that. Just forget about it. Yeah. Enters battlefield tapped, all that good stuff. Becomes a 2/2 red and white ox creature until end of turn. Really, an ox? It's still a land. Whenever Restless attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. I like that, but again... You're paying 3 for that. I guess, I mean, in Boros colors, sure. Why the hell not, right? I guess that would fit in. And if there's nothing else to do, you do that. You know? Okay. I don't think it's not like going to see modern play, but, you know, cool. Okay, watch it wins the next Grand Prix in modern. No, that'll never happen. All right, please forgive me because it's blurry. It is what it is. I'm just going to read it. So this is Moonshaker Cavalry. When Moonshaker, it's a 6/6 for 8. Holy crap, is that 8? Yeah, wow. When it enters the battlefield, creatures you control gain flying and get +X/+X on a turn where X is the number of creatures you control. That is so massive, though. If that was a 6 drop, it'd be decent. But at 8, I don't know about all that, man. I think this card sucks. But creatures you control gain. I mean, they gain fly. Okay, so I mean, they become evasive and can swing up in there, but. It's not like this thing. If this thing had haste, I'd say okay. But I don't even got haste. So you got this 6/6 dude that hits the field, and you're putting like an anthem effect for that turn onto everything else. I make him evasive. Maybe your little mice tokens are like, wee, you know, and they fly over your opponent's creatures and seal the deal. But at 8 mana, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's some crazy late game shenanigans. That's 8 mana. Like, you gotta... I don't know. We'll see what that does. All right, moving along. Asinine Antics we have here. You may cast Asinine Antics as though it had flash if you pay 2. If you pay 2 colorless more to cast it. Okay, so you could pay 6, and then, you know, and that's flash. Cool. For each creature your opponents control... Create a cursed role token attached to that creature. If you control... What does it say? If you control another role on it, put that one into the graveyard. Enchanted creature is a 1/1. For each creature your opponents control, create a cursed... Okay. Role token attached to that creature. Cursed role. If you control another role on it, put that one into the graveyard. What does it do, though? If you can, okay. A cursed role token. What is that? What does a cursed role token do? We don't even know. Am I missing something here? Enchanted creature is a 1/1. So you just turn it into a 1/1. So it could be like a 5/5, and now it's a 1/1. If you turn the role token, put that one into the graveyard. Okay, enchanted creature is a 1/1. So yeah, it just nerfs the creature, you know, but it seems like we have a lot of splashes of of tokens, but I could see that being impactful. And you can make it like an instant or like flash it, you know, with Asinine Antics. Why did they say instant? Why did they say flash? As though it had flash. Why didn't they put like you can cast Antics as though it was an instant if you pay 2 more? Why didn't they word it that way? Maybe I'm missing something on the text. All right, anyway. Spiteful Hexmage. When Spiteful Hexmage enters the battlefield, create a cursed roll token attached to target creature you control. And then enchanted creature's a 1/1. So you're getting a 3/2, but you're cursing one of your own. I mean, if you don't give a damn and it's just a 1/1 already, who cares, right? So like that 1/1 flyer would be a great target, I guess, for that, right? Sure. And then now you have a 3/2 out, but I mean, a 3/2 on turn 1 is pretty legit. You know, you got it. Like your opponent has to deal with that. Okay, cool. Scalding Viper, I think is our last one here. It's hard to read this one. It's a deuce drop. Elemental Snake. Whenever an opponent casts a spell with mana value 3 or less, Scalding Viper deals 1 damage to that player. Oh, that's pretty good. I don't know. It says it's 2 power. We don't know the toughness. It's probably a 2/1 because that's a good ability. I can't see it being a 2/2 or 2/3, but I could be wrong. And then the other side, the Sorcery Adventure. It's so hard to read. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. And exile this card. You may something the creature. You may return. You may something the creature. Something exile. What does that say? From exile. You may cast. You may cast the creature from exile. Okay. That's an interesting card right there. Scalding Viper. I like that. I do like the first side of it too. I like its creature side. Okay, we'll see what that's about. Legit. All right, there are a few more, but this is just pushing it, man. It's hard to see. We're gonna start, I guess, with the black one. I can barely make it out. When Lord, what does this say? Hold up, guys. Shrink. When Lord whatever enters the battlefield, create a wicked roll. Did we already do this one? I think we did. Yeah, we did that one already. Choose a number between 0 and 10. Destroy all creatures with power greater than or equal to the chosen number. We don't see the casting cost on that, though. That's a mythic. Choose a number between... Okay, that's cool. So, like... Power greater than or equal to the chosen... Okay, so, like, if you're just running a bunch of, like, low... powered creatures, you know, that's kind of cool. So, like, I choose 3, but it's probably a 4-drop. It better not be a 5. It probably is a 5. I don't know. That would be kind of powerful, though, if it was a 4-drop. It's probably a 5-drop. We'll see. If it's a 3, I'll crap my pants. Okay. Then we got this dude right here. Trample when whatever his name is, triplets enter the battlefield. If it isn't a token, create 2 tokens that are copies of it. 3/3, don't have the casting costs, and then when it dies, put a number of +1/+1 counters equal to its power on each creature you control. Put a number of +1/+1 counters equal to its power on each... Oh, that's kind of cool. On each creature you control. That doesn't seem bad, depending on the casting cost. If that's a 5-drop, it's going to be a bit tough or a bit rough, but if it's a 3-drop, that's legit, man. That's really good. And then we have create... Whoops, sorry. Then we have sorcery. Create X 1/1 black rat creature tokens with this creature can't block. Creatures you control gain haste until end of turn. So that might be X and like 2 red. I would imagine X and 2 red for that. Again, we don't know the casting cost, but I think that's it. Yeah, that's all she wrote, man. What do you guys think? The excitement's real. I hope you enjoyed this. If you want me to do more spoilers, like when they drop, or like sneak peeks or leaks, you know, just let me know, because I used to do this all the time for at least like 10, 12 other sets, you know, before this, long before this, but probably more than that even. I used to do spoilers for every set. But Pretty cool. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for tuning in. Joey Moss, Bad Boy Gaming. I just dropped another video right before this one. Check it out. You can probably see it over here. Yay. Yeah, Secret Layers. Prices are crazy, man. If you have any of them, let me know. All right, thanks for tuning in. Skabink.